the city of Penticton. And she's done this with the assistance of her trusty canine companions, Marlo, Baldric, and now Kino, as well as the occasional human, a few of whom are here with us today, myself included. Rita has been really successful in a traditionally male-dominated field. She's been a mentor and role model for a generation of hydrologists in BC, and I count myself very lucky to be one of them. She's also published numerous scientific papers and book chapters and is very active in sharing her knowledge with the public. I've had the pleasure of working with Rita since the early 1990s, as a student, much like yourselves, coming out of university, then as a research technician, and finally as a colleague and collaborator. She's inspired myself and many others to pursue careers in hydrology and watershed management, and Rita's respectful, thoughtful, and inclusive manner in working with others has been a strong influence for many in learning how to be a good colleague and collaborator. One of Rita's greatest strengths is her ability to remain polite and respectful with others, even when they don't agree. And that's a pretty common thing in science. But still be able to work to continue to find solutions. This is a really beneficial quality for all walks of life, and I would encourage more of it in society. Dr. Winkler embodies the values of Honorary Fellow of Okanagan College. This award is an opportunity to recognize an outstanding scientist whose career contributions have greatly improved our understanding of water resources in the Okanagan, which are our most important and limiting natural resource. This award also recognizes a wonderful person who supports those around her to reach their goals. On a personal level, I would like to thank Rita for her mentorship, collaboration, and friendship over the last 20+ years. And I hope that all of you graduating have the good fortune to meet someone like Rita early in your careers. Sorry about this. I need PowerPoint, that's what I need. Mr. President, I now ask you to step forward and present the award to Dr. Rita Winkler.
So the award consists of two parts. One is a nice diploma, and the other one is the solid gold Okanagan College medallion, which you're not allowed to melt down. So let me present this to you first. While we're waiting for Dr. Winkler, just let me say this is the highest award that Okanagan College can bestow upon a person who's not actually a student at the institution. Something that we take great pride in doing, because it gives an opportunity to honor those people who have contributed to our communities and to, in some ways, all of our lives over the course of their careers. So are you finished? Okay, good. I'd now like to invite Dr. Rita Winkler to say a few words to the graduating class of 2016.
Well, thank you very much, Todd, for that most generous introduction. You've probably all figured out by now that I think Todd and I operate much better in the bush than in this kind of environment. But feel really privileged to be here today. And I'd also like to say a special thanks to Okanagan College for this very unexpected award. I certainly had never anticipated receiving this kind of acknowledgement. I feel to share the nomination package, which I know isn't a trivial process. Also, thanks to everyone who wrote letters of support. That's also not that easy. And I'd also like to thank my husband, who's in the audience, and my colleagues and friends, canine or otherwise, who've put up with hydrology for all these years. So I was asked to say a few words of inspiration to the graduates, but I was explicitly told that I wasn't allowed to talk about water and the environment, which is the one thing I'm good at talking about. So we'll see how this goes. It's something completely different. So being named an honorary fellow of Okanagan College really is a tremendous honor. As I've learned more about the college, I become more and more impressed by its commitment to a place to live. But continue as you move forward in water and the environment. I had to get that in there. Started when I was in grade 7. At that time, I wanted to be an astronaut. That's a really good career plan, I think. Anyway, my science teacher said, that's great, but how are you going to get water to drink and grow food when you get there? And surprisingly, that was it. That was, first of all, the sign of a great teacher, because I was hooked immediately. And it was also the beginning of my quest for knowledge about water and the environment. And also my parents' basement was never quite the same after that. So looking back, you probably remember how in grade 7 you knew more than anyone on the planet. And so why not be an astronaut? But then by the end of high school, you only knew more than your family. And now at this graduation, you may actually be wondering what you really know at all. Well, I say this is where the fun really begins. This is where the non-linearity starts. I had to get that in there too. Since graduation, I've had the opportunity to learn about forests, including how to shoot cones out of trees to collect seeds, while waiting for an employer to hire me who was actually interested in water. Then, in later years, I've had the opportunity to study how environmental health affects our water supply, and now I continue to be amazed by my young colleagues who teach me things I've never even heard of. All these years later, it's clear to me that achievements are definitely the work of many. As with any endeavor, research requires collaboration and builds on the past as well as on the strengths of others. From the person before you who clearly didn't know anything, to the person who knows how to run the snowmobile, wire climate stations, analyze data, and to the person who reminds you to get over yourself. Even honorary fellows didn't make up the whole thing, whatever it is, all by themselves. They had help of other people. The second thing I've learned is to expect the unexpected in your career. Whether that's a big storm flooding your field, data that doesn't make any sense, or the surprise twists and turns in our lives that send us off in new directions. The unexpected, I think, is where the real fun is. It's where we learn, and it's what motivates us. So as you graduate today, celebrate your tremendous achievement and the knowledge that you've gained at Okanagan College. Then as you take that next big step forward tomorrow or Monday or whenever the celebrations are over, I encourage you to keep your sense of wonder and to continue to learn about everything, lighting whatever path you choose. So congratulations to you all as you graduate, and thank you very much again for this tremendous honor that you've given me today.
I'd now like to call upon Corey Bransfield, Chair of Okanagan College Education Council.
Thank you again, Dr. Henk. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bestow the award of Honorary Fellow on Anthony Von Mandel. Again, this award is recognition by Okanagan College of distinguished achievement and outstanding service. The criteria for the award are mentorship, excellence, eminence, and accomplishment. I will now call upon Mr. Jonathan Rouse to read the citation.
Thank you very much, Corey. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Anthony Von Mandel for the award of Honorary Fellow. It is truly a pleasure to introduce you to a gentleman who, perhaps more than any other person, has done an incredible amount over his celebrated 40-year career to place the Okanagan Valley on the international wine map. Anthony Von Mandel, proprietor of VMF Estates, is the visionary for some of the finest estate vineyards and luxury wineries in the Okanagan, for which many of you, I suspect, have had the pleasure of enjoying. Mission Hill Family Estates, Cedar Creek Estate Winery, Checkmate Artisanal Winery, and just constructed and soon to be released, Martin Lane's Winery. His family-owned wineries consistently win international awards and global recognition and are introducing the world to some of the most exceptional wines in our valley. And our valley truly is producing some phenomenal wines. His family vineyards supply 95% of the grapes, and pioneering and developing drone-based technology to even further drive that distinctiveness and quality of their wines. And I know some of you are technologists in the audience today, and the wine industry uses a lot of different technologies to try and build their uniqueness and distinctiveness. Those who know anything about winemaking and viticulture rightly consider him to be a leading vigneron within the Okanagan, and perhaps one of the most inspirational and passionate wine visionaries in the world. He's a relentless champion for the Okanagan Valley. Some have even gone as far as to liken him to Robert Mondavi, which is an incredible company to keep. On just about any list in the world's very best wines, you will find his vintages. Mission Hill won the world's best Pinot Noir trophy in 2013 at the Decanter World Wine Awards in London, England, the most prestigious wine competition in the world. And it was Mission Hill that won the top Chardonnay in the World Trophy at the International Wine Spirit Competition in 1994, again in London, England. And again, I remember that moment because it truly was a watershed moment, not just for the Okanagan Valley, but for the Canadian wine industry as a whole. It brought us to an international stage. And then there is Oculus, from Mission Hill Family Estate, a Bordeaux-style wine. The pinnacle expression of Anthony's family-owned estate vineyards, a true luxury wine brand whose name is synonymous and with unparalleled and sustained excellence. It takes passion, dedication, tenacity, and a sustained commitment to continuous innovation to summon from the terroir such divinely balanced wines. Anthony Von Mandel expresses each of these qualities and much, much more. It is an honor to stand beside such a leader in the wine industry, and for whom it is a pleasure to call a British Columbian and a fellow resident of the Okanagan Valley. Mr. President, I now ask you to step forward and present the award to Anthony Von Mandel.
And I would now like to invite Mr. Anthony Von Mandel to say a few words to the graduating class of 2016.
Thank you so very much, Mr. President, members of the board, honors guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our graduates. What an important day, achievement, and personal milestone. My heartfelt congratulations to every one of you. I believe your dreams can come true, your visions realized, and that each one of you has the ability to accomplish things in your life far beyond your wildest dreams. Why? Because it happened to me. I thought it might be helpful to share my story and some of my key learnings along the way. When I graduated, I didn't have a dime to my name. All I had was student loans and the dream. I started Canada's first wine merchant, Mark Anthony Wine Merchants, at the age of 22 out of a 10 by 10 square foot office down in Vancouver. My rent was $29.95 a month. I called on the only potential customers at that time, government liquor boards. Not only did they shut the door on me, but established wineries in Europe and California weren't anxious at all to give their Canadian import rights to a 22-year-old kid. So it was almost over before it even started. Then I got a break. I learned that airlines didn't need to buy through government liquor boards, so I sourced better tasting and better value wines, and the three at the time big domestic airlines in Canada were my first customers and kept me in business. I skipped a lot of meals for the first 6 years, had the rug pulled out from under me many times, but throughout it all, I never gave up. I persevered relentlessly because I had a larger dream, an outrageous dream, to build one of the world's 10 most recognized wineries, and to do this in, at the time, a completely unknown region, the Okanagan Valley in Canada, a country not even thought of as a wine producer at the time. There were only 5 wineries in the Okanagan back then, and the overall quality was disastrous. Instead of growing European vinifera grape varieties needed to make quality wines, this valley was covered in mostly low-quality hybrids. It was impossible to make wine of any real quality from most of the existing vineyards. But there were many more obstacles to overcome in the early days, starting out with the fact I didn't have a penny to my name, and owning a winery is a very capital-intensive and extremely long-term investment. Not surprisingly, no one believed in my outrageous dream, let alone was prepared to invest, so the only option I had was to self-finance. I had to think of creative ways to build new businesses that would produce the cash flow needed to finance my winery dream. I have no idea that in order to realize this vision, I would end up building other businesses and a company that today has sales over $500 million and hundreds of employees in the United States and across Canada. My dream had been a simple one. It was just to build a winery here in the Okanagan and make wines that could stand next to the best in the world. The result was far beyond anything I could have imagined. By the age of 31, we had built an extremely successful wine merchant business across the country. I focused on what consumers wanted at that time, better tasting, affordable wines. And it worked. Mark Anthony became the company international wine suppliers wanted to work with. Well, now came the time to risk it all, to realize my dream. And that meant borrowing everything I could, putting everything on the line to purchase one of the 5 wineries in the Okanagan. Well, the only one available to me was a rundown winery teetering on bankruptcy, Golden Valley Winery, as it was known, in West Bank, which we renamed Mission Hill because it's on Mission Hill. And believe me, it looked nothing then like it looks today. A year later, the economy was in a deep recession in Canada, and we were paying 25% interest on our loans. The banks essentially shut down lending in Western Canada, and once again, it looked like the end. To survive, we had to innovate, to do something that had never been done before. We used the amazing fruit of this valley to create the Okanagan Cider Company, making the world's first ever flavored ciders, and in doing so, tripled the size of the entire cider market at the time. We also created and launched many new-to-world beverages and entire new beverage categories. We did everything we could think of to self-finance my dream to produce amazing wines in the Okanagan. The early years were challenging, but throughout it all, my key learning was, when you hit a roadblock, invent something new. Innovate. See all roadblocks as the opportunity to create new paths and outcomes as uncharted territories. In the fall of 1981, just after taking over Mission Hill, I was invited to speak to the Kelowna Chamber of Commerce. I spoke of my vision of dozens of wineries dotting the valley that would lead to an agritourism business with high-end bed and breakfasts and restaurants attracting recession-proof tourists and all the supporting industries and businesses this would create. I received polite applause, and people wondered how long we would stay in business. Well, it took 13 long years until I knew my dream had legs. When out of the blue, Mission Hill won the trophy for top Chardonnay worldwide at the prestigious International Wine Spirit Competition in London. That was a crucible moment for me, for our winery, and for the entire Okanagan region. Lightning had struck. Making exceptional wines was one of the important aspects of success, but I also believe that someone had to build a destination winery in the Okanagan that would attract visitors from all over, just the way Robert Mondavi had done for Napa in 1966. We started building the new Mission Hill Family Estate Winery in the late 1990s. And at the time, I had no idea when we started construction how to pay for it. But it had to be done, and it's certainly motivating. Visitors to Mission Hill would need to leave with a lasting memory they would never forget. And the building and architecture had to endure, to be around and still relevant in 300 or 400 years. Well, we built it, and they came. Today, there are over 250 wineries in the Okanagan, a $2 billion industry employing 10,000 people. We have a vibrant agritourism industry, but we're not there yet. We are nowhere near realizing the full potential of this valley. 1,300 kilometers south of us is Napa Valley, second only to Disney in terms of visitation. Napa leads all wine regions in attracting high net worth visitors who are recession-proof and spend liberally, resulting in continuing investments in luxury accommodation, restaurants, and support structure. I believe we are selling this valley short, and I'm deeply concerned. The Okanagan is the most pristine, most stunning, and special wine region in the world. However, it remains virtually undiscovered internationally. We are shooting way too low. And in doing so, we're not only giving away our future, but our children and our children's children's future. There is far too much focus on short-term profits, quick, low-end developments, instead of thinking big picture and about the long term. Just think, where would Kelowna and this valley be today had the city brought in Four Seasons hotels instead of Relax Inns as our main convention hotel all those years ago? What other luxury hotels would have followed from around the world? And think of the tens of thousands of global visitors they would have brought with them to discover our magical valley. And how many of them would have decided to start businesses or build their own dream here? Short-term thinking indeed. Some of you will leave the Okanagan to pursue your dreams. But for those of you that stay, to truly be successful in our global competitive economy, You must operate at world caliber standards and expect that from those around you. People loosely use the phrase world class. It's not easy. First, you have to travel, experience, and study a place like Napa to understand what it really takes to be on the world stage in order for us to become the Napa of the North. No other wine region in the world has the gift of our pristine environment, unique regional terroir, and the potential to be the next hot spot to visit to attract upscale visitors from around the world. And that's where all the upside is. Far more opportunities and higher incomes, higher standard of living for you and your family, a valley where the smartest and best will want to stay because they see amazing opportunities here to advance themselves. But that can only be realized if we are committed to truly being world class instead of just settling. Perseverance, continuously innovating, and always raising the bar is what it takes to set you apart and change the world. Today I remain committed to continuously raising the bar. There is no other option. We recently started a small artisanal winery down in Oliver, Checkmate Artisanal Winery, to make the highest end Le Montrachet Burgundian-like $130 a bottle Okanagan Chardonnay. No one makes these types of wines in North America. And instead of holding our Checkmate launch event at the winery, or in Vancouver, or in Toronto, we held the world premiere of an Okanagan winery at the hottest Michelin-starred chef's newest restaurant in New York City, the media capital of the world. The audience were 70 environmental journalists and key wine writers from outlets such as the New Yorker Magazine, CNBC, Popular Science, the Wine Spectator, and many others. With us to present was the world's most preeminent scientist and researcher on climate change and viticulture, an American professor who contributed to the 2008 Nobel Peace Prize awarded for the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Our message was groundbreaking, shining a light on a subject that has not been written about or rarely even spoken about in the wine industry, the fact that climate change has now made it impossible to produce sophisticated Chardonnays in the Napa Valley. The Okanagan Valley is now in the magical climate zone for Chardonnay. And we proved that by tasting Napa's highest end $130 US a bottle Chardonnays against our 5 different Checkmate Chardonnays, and there was no comparison. Our Okanagan wines won hands down. And the same goes for Pinot Noir with our still in construction Martin's Lane Winery across the lake from Mission Hill. When it officially opens next spring, it will be a true contemporary architectural statement and one of the technologically most advanced wineries in the world. You see, I believe we can make the Okanagan famous for Pinot Noir, the most difficult to make red wine as well. And that too will attract the international elite. To achieve these quality wines, as you heard, we farm 95% of all our own grapes, a clear differentiator for our wineries. And I'm very proud that we still remain an entirely family-owned company. Bottom line, have a dream. Believe in yourself. And then never let anyone take it from you. Guard it with your life. And never settle. Never compromise your integrity. And most importantly, realize it's not just about making money. It's about making a difference. Making money is the byproduct of doing something you love, something you're incredibly good at. Instead, plan to leave a legacy, something that outlasts you, so that your life leaves a lasting impression and makes an impact. It's much more fulfilling. Rest assured there will be failures along the way, but remember, what looks like a failure at the time is actually a learning. There's always a silver lining in something gone wrong. Failures are breakthroughs in disguise. And let me leave you with one final thought. A small team can change the world. We've seen it time and time again. It only takes a dream realized. to accomplish what others thought was impossible. You can do it. Thank you. All the very, very best for your futures. And thank you to Okanagan College, President Hamilton, for this great honor. Thank you.
And now it's time to hear from the students. So I'd like to call upon Mr. Adam Pembleton from the Electronic Engineering Technology program to give the student address.
If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Neil Edward Peart. Look around. Everyone you see dressed in fancy gowns and funny hats has made the choice. The choice to invest their time, their money, their sweat, and their tears into something that they believed would help them grow. Not only did you all take this brave leap, you succeeded in it. Congratulations to you all. Let's hear a round of applause. Now I've been invited up here to represent the student body at the Okanagan College, but I'm afraid I'm not quite qualified to do so. When one thinks of an engineering student, they may conjure up images of cockiness, lacking social skills, and little empathy for the classmates around them. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. It's what I thought when I joined this program 2 years ago, but I couldn't have been more wrong. Looking front row, sorry, you guys are not engineers. You are psychology majors, artists, chefs, philosophy students, electricians, mothers and fathers, computer science majors, fine carpenters, business students, and so much more. We're even lucky enough to have two beautiful, intelligent women to help counter the overly abundant testosterone typically found in the engineering program. The only thing we share in common is a passion for improving the lives of others through the manipulation of electrons. No one person in this program can accurately represent the group as a whole, but I'll give it a go. 2 years ago, I left the engineering program at the University of British Columbia. As a teenager, I always tinkered with electronics and various musical-related gear, figuring that engineering was the natural progression for myself. Unfortunately, I was wrong. 2 years of engineering, and I still didn't know how to use an oscilloscope. I still didn't know how to solder to IPC standards. I still didn't know how to design or populate a printed circuit board. Frustrated, I dropped halfway through my 4-year degree. I wasn't the only one of my peers to make this choice, and one convinced me to look into the Electronic Engineering Technology program here at Okanagan College. Here they promised to teach me all the things I desired to learn at UBC. Although skeptical, I decided to sign up for the program. Head held low, I was disappointed to leaving the prestigious University of British Columbia for the humble Okanagan College. But I soon learned that a fancy school name and fancy school prices do not correlate with a better education. All of my professors here were respected professionals in the working world before they decided to give back their time and their gifts of knowledge with us all. Every one of them taught me practical and life skills that I will carry forward for the rest of my life. Thank you very much, guys. Over the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of both giving and receiving knowledge at Okanagan College. Last September, I was approached to instruct the electrical portion of the audio engineering program here at Okanagan College with the amazing Corey Bell. I am truly grateful for the time spent and friends made. I only hope you were able to learn as much as I was from each one of you. So what now? Some of us are entering the working world to practice what we have learned, while others are going to build their knowledge with more schooling. No matter what the graduates of 2016 decide to do, I know you will be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. We will now proceed with the presentation of the awards. I'd like to call upon Dr. Robert Huxtable, Dean of Arts and Foundational Programs, followed by Yvonne Moritz, Dean of Science, Technology and Health, to present the awards.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Hay. I'd like to invite Tegan Rianne Phillips to join me at the podium to receive the President's Award for Diploma Programs and the Associate of Arts Academic Medal. The President's Award for Diploma Programs and the Associate of Arts Academic Medal are presented to Tegan Rianne Phillips. The President's Award for Diploma Programs is presented to the graduate who has successfully completed an associate degree or diploma program with the highest graduating grade average, excluding the Governor General's Collegiate Bronze Medal. The Associate of Arts Academic Medal Award is presented to the graduate who has successfully completed the Associate of Arts degree program with the highest graduating grade average. Tegan is graduating today with an average of 92.67 and graduates with distinction. Tegan was born in Summerland and now lives in Penticton. She has a true passion for arts and culture, which is evident in both her scholastic excellence and her community involvement. Tegan currently teaches dance at Balance School of Performing Arts in Penticton. Her future plans include continuing on to university to pursue a degree in education. Congratulations, Tegan.
I would like to invite Brian James Bergen to join me at the podium to receive the Governor General's Collegiate Bronze Medal. Brian James Bergen is receiving the Governor General's Collegiate Bronze Medal, which is presented to the graduate who has successfully completed an associate degree or diploma program with the highest graduating grade average. Brian completed the Computer Information Systems Diploma at the Kelowna campus with a grade average of 97.2 and graduated in January with distinction. Originally from Nelson, BC, Brian has lived in the Okanagan since 2008. He is currently working as a software developer for QHR Technologies, a Kelowna-based tech company that creates medical record software for clinics across Canada. When not working, Brian can be found tinkering with computers, developing personal software projects, and reading about new and exciting technologies. His future plans are to continue working and saving to buy a home in Kelowna with a goal to eventually return to complete a Bachelor of Computer Information Systems degree at Okanagan College. I would now like to invite Nathan Lester to join me at the podium to receive the Associate of Science Degree Medal. The Associate of Science Degree Medal is presented to Nathan Lester. The Associate of Science Academic Medal Award is presented to the graduate who has successfully completed the Associate of Science degree program with the highest graduating grade average. Nathan is graduating today with an average of 90.1 and graduates with distinction. Born in Quebec, Nathan moved to Kelowna when he was 12 and graduated from Rutland Senior Secondary.
A longtime interest in science and engineering propelled him to enroll in the Associate of Science degree program at Okanagan College in 2012. Nathan is currently working as a blaster for a local rock works company and plans to continue his education by completing a Bachelor of Science, likely at UBC Okanagan. After that, he is considering graduate studies and hopes to advance his career as a blasting engineer. Congratulations.
I'd now like to call upon Corey Bransfield, Chair of the Okanagan College Education Council.
Thank you, Dr. Hagan. Education Council is the body that makes academic decisions at Okanagan College. These decisions include approving your courses and programs. It also includes approving honorary fellows and other awards, and most especially, your graduation. At a recent meeting, we looked at the student names and their marks, and it is very gratifying that you have attended the ceremony today so that I can see those people and I can see the names behind those wonderful grades. Congratulations. Thank you for attending, and I'm going to ask, will all the graduates please rise? Mr. President, the faculty have assured me that the candidates to be presented to you this day, as well as those in its absence, have fulfilled all the requirements for their degree, diploma, or certificate. An Education Council requests that you confer upon each one the degree, diploma, or certificate for which he or she is recommended.
By the authority of the Education Council of Okanagan College, I admit you and those in absentia to the degree, diploma, or certificate to which you are entitled.
And you may now be seated. So we'll now proceed with the presentation of the credentials to the graduates. If you would like to take a photograph as your graduate comes forward, please feel free to come forward to do so, and then return to your seat after so others can come forward to take their photographs. We also have our staff photographer on hand who will attempt to get a picture of each graduate with the president, and those will be available on our website in just a few weeks' time. Graduates, one more instruction: after you receive your parchment and shaken hands with the platform party, please return to your seat. I would now like to call upon Dean Dr. Robert Huxtable, followed by Dean Yvonne Moritz, to present the graduates.
present the graduates for the Diploma in General Studies. Melissa Shireen Brown. Kao-Chun Law. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Criminal and Social Justice. Dawn Ann Burns. Melissa Ruth Dare. Thomas James Donaldson. Melanie Jean Erickson. Sierra Drew Fitzpatrick. Gurkim Coward Gill. Archuk Gill. Chelsea Chantel Gormley. Mary Louise Goswell. Nicola Malika Husband. Adam Michael Knox Taylor. Miki Shailene Kostiak. Allison Helen Lund. Patricia Virginia Montgomery. Sydney Kirsten Neubauer. Joelle Mona Smythe. Fiona Morgan Vincent. Erin Christine Walters. Jason Williamson. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Environmental Studies. Jared Mitchell Boylo. Jordan Richard Kettler. Ashley Rose Robertson. Cody Dakota Ruger. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduate for the Diploma in International Development. Jack Michael William Barker. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Writing and Publishing. Mary Elizabeth Bevan. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Associate of Arts degree. Daleen Ganao Antunes. Harnur Kaur Batal. Anne Kathleen Bissonnette. Elisa Danielle Collier. Avaria Renee DeBunji. Jennifer Lynn Fordyce. Riley Douglas McCauley. Isaac Sunil Massey. Jay Taylor Nguyen. Tegan Rianne Phillips. Lauren Allison Sterling Richards. Curtis Mitchell Trent Woodcock.
Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Human Kinetics. Jesse Duclau. Christine Hillman. Jessica Lee Hitchin. Ryan Lindstrom. Gina Kathleen Locke. Riley Allison McKinley. Robin Kelly Smith. Taylor James Trotter. Billy David Woodland. William Giles Lester Wright. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Computer Information Systems. Simon Bergman. Dylan Jeffrey Fontaine. Marcus Jan Goldberg. Makiko Koga. Natasha Elsie Jean Lacroix. Jonathan Eric Olhauser. Adam Toth. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Computer Information Systems. Nicholas Dylan McDonald. Kimberly Erin Noack. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Civil Engineering Technology. Sierra Louise Burgum. Jason Connor Campbell. Nicholas Harold Colbert. Dali Ann Mondacha. Jesse Singh Pada. Riley Ty Paderni. Trent Matthew Shibley. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Electronic Engineering Technology. Bradley Allen Billwiller. Calvin Anthony Doucette. Jedediah James Boyd Forrest. Darren Daniel Holt. Brianna Grace Cozen. Jeffrey Robert McMeekin. Brett Phillip Moore. Nathaniel Knoll. Adam Michael Pembleton. Christopher Timothy Pritchard. Kirk Kelly Reed. Tyler Reed. Nataya Tui Polcharan. Stephen Edward Vetter. Dennis Trevor Wilcock. Yun Zhang. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Network and Telecommunications Engineering Technology. Christopher Henry Brown. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Associate of Science degree. Virender Kaur. Nathan Lester. Kyle Frank Schreiber. Loveleen Kaur Sidhu. Angela Kathleen Wall. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduate for the Certificate in Pharmacy Technician, Derek Austin Grassi. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Mary Lillian Barnett. Jody Kim Bone. Janelle Esther Curry. Kimberly Ann Day. Ashley Alexandra Flynn. Jennifer Maxine Marie Chasky. Carly Constant Longacre. Elizabeth Catherine Morrison Burnett. Jordan Alana Short. Susan Ellen Welch. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Practical Nursing, Kelowna. Natalie Lindsay Archibald. Madeline Eloise Ashley. Alora Marie Bouvier. Dakota Bree Mira Bozer. Ashley Louise Carr. Leon Harvey Gomez. Ashley Michelle Harris. Kayla Ray Pomelos. Autumn Grace Jensen. Julie Marie Coopers. Melissa Ann McGee. Rebecca Lee Mayer. Christina Charlotte Moore. Alyssa Morgan Neufeld. Jessica Neufeld. Kayla Jordan Peterson. Montana Lynn Reed.
One of the reasons we started Digital is
Brittany Bailey Spade.
if we can get it stable and make it work, then we can promote it. Yeah, it's cool.
Sarah Beth Higgins. Wyatt. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Practical Nursing, Penticton. Cherish Teresa Anderson. Ebony Tan.
And you may be seated once more. Well, that brings our ceremony to a close for this morning. And I'd like you to join with me in thanking our pianist for this morning's event, Ms. Heidi Hewitt. And it is my pleasant duty to invite you to attend a reception in a nicely air-conditioned Center for Learning, which will commence immediately following. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remain standing until after the receptional.